Right. So, some more thoughts. Alright, first and foremost, fucking Stormageddon, never done happened. Don't listen to the news. The best thing I did was I quit the news, what, 2017? What was that, 7 years ago? The news is for lose. It's funny because the word news comes from new plus s, right? So yeah, the news is fake, right? Just gonna Google AdSense in the back. Okay, so thinking about real rich people versus fake rich people. All right, GoPro Minis, the long neck from Uniqlo, ultra warm, is quite good. The side fade, just get a wall buzzer, WAHL. These La Sportiva Gore-Tex boots, got these at REI, is good. Yeah, I mean, these zipper pockets in the front. Yeah, the brand is called 10,000. Okay, this is the problem, right? So I like, even I done cut holes here in the front, right? This thing is by default way too long. I just cut it. It looks like after I cut it, it works okay. And some merino wool things. Do some nice socks, merino wools. Oh, Tennier Industries, TENNIER Industries. Yeah, Apple should dip out of the movie. But this is Argyle movie. I'm like, it's like, why is it that Apple is so bad at making movies? So I guess in praise of like MGM or these traditional studios, I think they like Apple just has too much money to blow. And yeah, it looks like people are lemmings. I mean, bunch of I saw a handful of people with the new Vision Pro. I'm like, maybe they were late adopters. Like they actually, it's funny, everyone's like, oh, you know, I'm getting Apple Vision Pro, I'm a early adopter. But I'm like, bro, you're a late adopter. It's like VR has been around forever. Like I was dipping into Oculus Rift S with the laptop, the PC shit, like what, 3, 4, 5 years ago? Right? I even went to the developers conference, whatevs, right? So yeah, VR has been here around for a minute. If anything, I actually really like the Oculus Rift S. Yeah, the OG one. It looks like these other variants are pretty poor. Well, yeah, it looks like UFC 300's coming out. It's gonna be litty like a titty. Okay, so yeah, and also Nong La Vietnamese cafe coming soon. No more Y Suns is gonna be interesting. Oh, nice, they put up the signage. Vietnam is the future, baby. Yeah, I think okay, so anyway, some fun thoughts. The difference between real rich people and fake rich people. So okay, first some thoughts about, you know, your fake luxury people, right? The best way to know if somebody's rich or not is actually if they don't wear a watch, it's via negativa, because you're not a slave to time, right? Because the big issue that we face is everyone's a slave to time. So I have some simple heuristics. Whenever I see anybody with an Apple Watch, lemming, right? Apple Watch sucks. Just get a Rolex instead. Maybe I should start wearing my Rolex. Got my grandpa's old stainless steel Rolex perpetual. Oh, also fun fact, Culver City, shout out to the Culver City firefighter crew, best firefighters of all time. So what you actually do is, if you want to say hi, I didn't know this, right? There's a doorbell right here. Push that there and then they open up and they give you a private tour, right? Because it's actually for the public. That's where the monies goes. Oh, also funny thing, there's this Wild Child like kids indoor playground gym thing. I think it's a great idea, but ultimately if you're privileged enough, just take your kid to the real life park. You don't want your kid to be the most people's. And actually it's like the best snacks are like the croissant snacks. Oh, today's Sen's birthday. I'll get him and Cindy a croissant to just celebrate their birthday. Seneca loves croissants. It's like is a was he eat meat and croissants, the ultimate Costco diet, right? So anyways, when you're thinking about yeah, so real rich is the fake rich people, right? So real rich people just drive a 2010 Prius, get the HID LED headlight replacement on Amazon, 35 bucks. And also something that people don't know that you could do is, okay, so this is good marketing. What is LA hiding? I'm like, I want to know. But alas, I don't really walk around with the phone, so oh, and also a thing too, real rich people don't use a loser iPhone Pro, only poor people do. Real rich people actually use an iPhone SE or an iPhone mini. Shout out to my friend Don and Jose. I'm like, am I the only successful rich person that I know who uses the iPhone SE, the cheapest one? And actually the pro tip, also with Tesla, right? If you really want to be a real rich person, right? So my brother-in-law's family, right? You know, big Tesla investors, like got a bunch of Tesla stock, right? Guess what Tesla they drive? Or own, right? Super base level Tesla Model 3, right? Like no options, no nonsense, whatever. Good morning. No nonsense whatevs, right? And so there's revealed preferences versus fake preferences. And the difference is a revealed preference, like look at what people really actually do with their monies. Don't look at fake chatter, right? So when you meet your doctor or somebody who's rich and successful, right? Don't be like, oh, you know, what car should I buy, or where should I buy property, or what should I invest in? Be like, where do you live? What neighborhood do you live in? Or what car do you drive? And it's a much better way to think about things because it's more truthful. Okay, sister cities, Iksan, South Korea. Shout out to Josh White. Iksan is apparently the place to be. And I guess also the good thing with walking around with the military jacket, ain't nobody finna run me over because people think I'm military. Run over the military, use dunzos, suckers. That's inside. Oh, also another funny thing about books, right? Honestly, books are kind of overrated. I think just download the ebooks, PDFs. Just have an iPad Pro instead. And also another pro tip, when people is checking you out, you see them looking at you, just say, what's up? Just do the head nod, what's up, what's up? And just raise your hand, right? Oh, and also another touring review of the Equinox in Culver City. I mean, like, it's good, but like, I mean, it's like whatever. It's just like a cleaner LA Fitness, I suppose. I think, oh, Columbia Pictures there too, I guess. Tesla Rainbow. But anyways, yeah, like, I mean, I guess it's better to get an Equinox membership than buy a loser Apple Vision Pro, right? And also the funny thing too, right, is people call it spatial computing. I'm like, this is a real life spatial. It's just like, go outside, bro. And actually, once again, the M2 chip is already outdated. Don't buy an Apple Vision Pro, buy an iMac, or just buy a new MacBook Pro. It seems like it's going to be a much wiser decision. And or, you know, just get an old Quest, right? Just get a Quest or get a whatchamacallit, see if you can scoop up an old Oculus, or I don't know, I think I don't know, like, okay, this sounds like a bad consumer strategy, right? But if you have an urge to buy something else which is actually more productive. So if you don't already have an iPad Pro, don't buy a loser Apple Vision Pro, buy an iPad Pro 11-inch, currently the M2 chip, right? And or just buy a GoPro Mini, buy the new GoPro, what, the 12, 13, I forget which one they're on, or even get a GoPro 360 Max thing. It's probably going to be a much more constructive and productive and creative, something that actually motivates you to make stuff. Get some croissants. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, is this a line?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, I'll stay in the line. Line's too long. Never mind. Continuing our walking tour. Another pro tip in life, guys. It don't matter how good it is, you gotta wait in line. It's finna be a loser. Nothing in life is really worth waiting for unless it's the birth of your child. Yeah, and actually talking about spatial stuff. It's starting to get pretty hot now. So I mean, one use case scenario that I thought was interesting with the Vision Pro is you could keep that thing on your face and you could do a 3D mapping of your world and your environment. But then the critical downside is I mean, okay, I've used a lot of headsets, right? Nobody really likes to wear anything on their head. I mean, even my glasses, right? I've been having these Lindbergh glasses for so long, almost like over a decade. I bought them originally because apparently Bill Gates wears some same glasses. I'm like, it's good enough for Bill Gates, good enough for me, right? And as a consequence, sometimes jaywalking is actually more safe if you just kind of look at your surroundings. Yeah, so anyways, okay, so reasons against spatial computer VR headsets, right? It's like nobody wants anything on their head, right? And even something I discovered, even though I love my iPad Pro, eventually I just kind of keep it at the house because if it don't fit into your back pocket, your front pocket, then it's kind of not that useful. So fortunately, unfortunately, I guess the whole iPhone Pro analogy would be more useful. If anything, I think actually there would be greater gains by trying to leverage more technologies of the iPhone Pro, like AR stuff rather than VR headset stuff, right? And actually even AR is kind of a gimmick. Like nobody really cares about AR. It looks like AR has been around for, if anything, I actually find the LiDAR technology, like what's it called? Polycam, super fascinating, but it looks like nobody really uses it either. So yeah, fortunately, unfortunately, it looks like the future is still gonna be what? Still videos, I don't know, still photos and videos. So some other innovative thoughts, things that you could do. Yeah, like workout POVs, right? Like to quote Kanye, right? He's like, sometimes I wish my dick had GoPro so I could go pro, right? So POV stuff, point of view stuff is interesting. Just buy a chesty or a head strap for your GoPros. And so whenever you walk around or you're gesticulating, it makes your viewer feel like they're actually the ones doing it. And also in terms of the pornographies, it looks like people love more the POV VR headset. Actually, if you're a real smart developer, you should buy Apple Vision Pro and use it to make some spatial prawn. that could be a good use case. It's like, think of all these dudes like, oh, I'm buying it to develop. I'm like, how long is it going to be until you Google how to use Apple Vision Pro to look at said funny images? So that's a good market. But yeah, besides that, I'm not like 100% sure, right? But anyways, real rich versus fake rich peoples. Maybe the better flex, right, is just screenshot your bank account, your crypto account, and then like step into a luxury store when people like look like a poor person, right, or a random person, and they kind of give you a look up and down. They're kind of like judging you. They think you're poor. Like, look at my bank account. I could buy 2 Lambos right now if I wanted to. You better treat me with respect, or else I'm gonna tell your manager's manager that you gave me poor service and they missed out on purchasing a Lambo. Yeah, that's some funny thoughts. And so, okay, so Also, another funny thought I had. A lot of people say the audio is more important than the visual. I would actually disagree. I would say visual is more important than the audio, because I make these videos and vlogs as if they're just gonna watch it on mute. So even apparently Nassim Taleb has a thing where he likes to just watch the news on mute in the background and just like to look at the different talking heads. And apparently based on that, he was able to find out that Trump was gonna win the election. I think it's a pretty funny heuristic. Apparently, I think that's also an Apple building. Not 100% sure. I think Apple is trying to low-key secretly buy out Culver City to get into the movie and entertainment industry. But honestly, all the stuff that Apple has produced thus far, maybe besides Foundation, is kind of not even, I mean, Foundation was good too, but it's like, I don't know. But anyways, it's raining again. Yeah, so shout out to my friends Matthias L, Brian Sparks, all my friends from Stockholm, from Umeå. No such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. So just spend a bunch of money on good ass clothes. I mean, like, honestly, like, if you live in somewhere that's super cold, right, just like spend the $5,000 on a Canada Goose jacket. Don't buy a loser Apple Vision Pro. Okay, one thing I like about the Apple Vision Pro, right, we have a new framing price point, right? $3,499, which I find is a very kind of a bizarre number. Like, well, I guess it's okay, right? Like, if it's $3,499 after taxes and whatever, it rounds up to about $4,000, $3,999. So maybe then the virtuous strategy should be like, I actually wish more companies did this, where they off-roading. I actually wish that more companies, they would just make it tax including, right? Like, I wish it would just be priced at $3,999, right? Tax and tip and all the BS included, right? Rather than having to the mental mass. Pricing is so interesting because the numbers are kind of weird, right? It's like, but I mean, at least the smart thing that Apple's doing is pricing the iPhone Pro at $99999, right? And then it's like, at this point, maybe they should just discontinue the normal iPhone, right? Like, just either make it the iPhone Pro or the iPhone SE and don't make nothing in between, right? It kind of makes no sense. Like, if an normal iPhone is only $200 less, of course you're gonna shell the extra $200 and get the iPhone Pro. Like, that's kind of the logical solution, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so ultimately your true wealth is ones and zeros in your bank account. That means drive the Prius that you got for free. If you want to do modifications, keep it super easy. You go to Home Depot, buy some Rust-Oleum paint plus primer all-in-one kit. Satin black is a nice color, and also just buy some 3M vinyl matte black. Wrap your car yourself. And the funny thing too is that, like, even if you do a poor job, it almost doesn't matter, because if you have the pride that you did it yourself, it's going to bring you joy. Alright, so another reason why it's good to get a GoPro Minis, it's weatherproof, so you could be vlogging all the time in the rain, it don't matter. So suit up. Yeah, so I kind of like this idea of like off the grid blogging and vlogging, where, you know, you don't have a loser iPhone Pros, whatevs, and then maybe the strategy is to walk off the grid as much as humanly possible. And honestly, a life of maximum mobility is the best. So Jay-Z is like, I skip leg day, I still run the world. Bro, every day for me is leg day. Actually, the best way to see how really strong or swole a dude is, I mean, ideally all dudes should just be wearing Speedos all the time. I mean, at least the good thing about the bodybuilding competitions, the freak shows, right, is they're all just wearing Speedos. I actually have a funny thought. I'm like, no, it's like all let's create a new federation of bodybuilders. Call it Gymnos bodybuilding, or call it Milo bodybuilder, or call it Zeus bodybuilding, or call it the Spartan bodybuilding show. Okay, so this is my vision. I don't know what we'll call it, right? I'll call it the Eric Kim show, right? So the general idea is all bodybuilders during a bodybuilding show, right? Just do it naked, do it nude, right? And certain things you can see, right? You can see if people really done the juice, because you can see how big their huevos are. And also if their dick shrunk, right? And to me, the reason why this seems like such a funny, smart strategy is it's impossible to know whether someone took steroids or not until they admit it, right? Or they joke about it. Actually, the pro tip is, if you the best way to know whether someone's really on steroids or not is if they joke about it. Because if you joke that you're on the juice, you're obviously not on the juice, because a lot of bodybuilders, steroid users are essentially like closet gay people, right? They're like, you know, gay bashing until they find them sucking a pee-pee through a wall at some gas station. Isn't that what happened on to one of the dudes there? But anyways, looks like a this Prius is on sale. How much is this? I'm gonna start business, sell Priuses. 18,000 for a Prius plug-in. Too much money. Why is it so expensive? Yeah, actually, my pro tips is always, oh, it looks like there's a new Porsche being sold for sale. The best way to look at the market is look at what's being sold and what's used. So if somebody traded in a Porsche 911, the one thing I like about the logo, it's gold, the black stripes, the black, the red. 2 seats in the 911. No, okay. But it's auto tragic, zero interest. And this is actually the old model. Nobody likes the old model. You want the straight Swift line. Actually, in fact, that's in praise of the new Toyota. I mean, it's kind of a, I think the car is cool. It's a crossover hybrid. Actually, the real one is a Toyota GR Corolla. This one is super lit. Look at that. So jacked. Only $41,000. It's like so cheap. Yeah, just buy one of these. Buy it all cash, suckers. Is the new pro tips. And actually, the thing with car design, right? You actually know if a car is really good or not based on how does it look like from the back? Yeah, it looks like somebody's trading in this loser $80,000 for a BMW electric. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are dumping these cars too, right? So yeah, don't go to the used car lot, right, at the dealership, and look at the cars people trading in. It's typically a sign that they're actually not good cars. Like actually, so Cindy's dad has a Lexus GX. I'm like, why did they trade in that car? I always thought that was a good car, so I'm always kind of curious to see the sticker prices. So apparently this car lasts forever, but it spends about like $1,000 a month on gasoline. Still $50,000, but this is a newer model. The reason why it makes kind of no sense to buy a SUV, I mean, like, either drive a Prius or a minivan seems to be a smarter strategy. And actually, in fact, so I learned from the Tesla store the other day, essentially the Tesla Model X is a Tesla Model S, but like lifted, right, with the door. And also a Tesla Model Y, would also be the same. Cybertruck is totally like one of a kind. That's cool. And looks like people like the Core Tourings, but if it has a stock, I don't like it. Get rid of the stocks. Get rid of the stocks. The new Tesla Model 3 looks super dope, especially the back view. The new aerodynamics looks great, and also they had the turn signal clicker thingy on the steering wheel, also a good thing. Also another funny thing too, when you go to the dealership, look at what cars are not on the lot. Honda Odyssey. Apparently the Honda Odyssey low-key is actually the best car. So when you go to Palos Verdes and you go to the rich people land in the mountains, everyone, just look at what the cars are in the driveway, right? Everyone has their nice like $20 million homes, and they all seem to drive like a white Honda Odyssey. I don't know why. Seems like a universal car, and or they just drive some older cars. It seems like a smart strategy. It has a nice shark here. Windbamba. Actually, another pro tip too is when you're walking around today, right? Just like look at the drivers, like look at their faces, and you make eye contact. Don't like shy away, just wave hi. And also, even though buying $10 croissants seems like a waste of money, it could be one of the world's best presents, especially for your kid's birthday. Seneca loves croissants. For Seneca's 3rd birthday, guys, February 6th, 2021, birth of the new genius. So what do you want to send him? Yeah, just send him some love. That's all he needs. I call this February 6th Seneca Day. He'll become the next great Seneca. Why does someone throw the Phil's coffee there? And yeah, and actually birthdays are funny because apparently back in the day only pagans would celebrate birthdays, like the birthday of Jupiter or Venus or whatever, right? And the early Christian fathers were very antagonistic towards this practice, and therefore as a thing they didn't actually celebrate birthdays. Even the birthday of Jesus, right, was not a thing. What's Christmas? December 25th, I forget, right? And then sooner or later, oh, look at this. This is real 3D. Oh yeah, Sen will love that. Yeah, so don't buy Apple Vision Loser Pro. Just put on military Gore-Tex boots. Maybe even Gore-Tex Gore-Tex pants is good one. Get Arc'teryx. Chip Wilson, he done sold Lululemon. He's like, look at Chip Wilson, very underrated entrepreneur. He's the one who started Lululemon. No more Lululemon had horrible customer service. We're back on Arc'teryx, or just buy Muji or Uniqlo. So yeah, so I think, yeah, like the ultimate happiness and joy is just walking. Like, I've never met a depressed person who walks 30,000 steps a day. So once again, thinking about happiness, joy in life, maximize your walking, get the croissant snacks for your wifeys. Life finna be good. What's up, street dogs, street gods, ASMR dogs. All right, so the thought of it, book it. It's yeah, no, I feel like life is too short for all this nonsense and BS, and as a consequence, my life motto is F it. F and c'est la vie. Well, it looks like they're creating new progresses on that hipster complex there. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're making Apple building extension there. It seems like a smart idea. They should just make it. Even Apple should just buy out 8771. I mean, they already own that, right? So yeah, like, yeah, I think a new life direction that I'm having is, yeah, like with things in life, just F it, just, you know, it's all good. Don't take things too seriously. Look at all these losers waiting in line to get to work at Apple's. Actually, do you know what the sad truth is? Real successful people don't drive Teslas. I found that like real rich people, they still would prefer to drive a Mercedes something, right? Or like a real rich person I know that has more money than God just drives a typical BMW 7 Series. So I mean, if you think about it, technically a BMW 7, I mean Rolls-Royce is owned by BMW. A Rolls-Royce is essentially the Ghost is just a BMW 7 Series with a body kit. Good morning. And also if you look at the BMW X7, essentially I think it's built on the same platform as the Rolls Cullinan. So if you want a Cullinan experience, just get the X7, right? Same thing with I mean, Leica also doesn't want you to know this. Essentially the Leica Q is essentially a rebranded, re-innovated like a Panasonic Lumix camera. So if you want a Leica Q experience, just get a Lumix camera instead. Yeah, and also things with Apples, you know, for the best computer, the best whatevs. The best iPhone is just buy the cheapest iPhone. So the iPhone SE at the moment, or just get a used iPhone mini. Yeah, same thing with I mean, this is advice from my friend Todd, TODD space Hata, HATA, is it's better to buy the most low end of the luxury good than the highest end of whatevs. So maybe, you know, if you really want a pseudo luxury rich car, right? Just buy the cheapest Porsche car, or if you're smarter, buy the cheapest Lexus, because a Lexus is essentially just like a really good Toyota. It's probably the best car. Staying dry, bro?
Yeah, trying.
Yo, I like your snowman outfit, bro. Super lit. All right. But yeah, ultimately, my pragmatic thought is, yeah, with life and everything in between, just don't take life too seriously. Have fun. When in doubt, F it.